For the Smash Those Small Paper Pads collaboration, I smashed 2 pads and I had a little camper crafting fun as well. Hey guys, it's Beth. Welcome. It's been a while since I've done a camper crafting video because it's been a while since we've been camping. We took the camper for a few days, went up just north of us to camp, spent a day at Fair Oaks Farm, which is like a dairy tour farm. And then we spent the day on the lake at the campground. They had some fun lake activities. And then we did do a day in Chicago, just walking around the city. When we weren't out doing something, I did try to use that downtime to work on smashing my small pad. The Smash Those Small Pads collaboration is just a small collaboration I do with my friend Sarah, who's crafting relaxing here on YouTube, and Kathy, who's Stampin' Cat over on Instagram. And each month we just pick a pad smaller than 12 by 12 and work on smashing it. So this month I did go for a Halloween theme using the Halloween Party 6x6 by Echo Park. It's the one I decided to start with. And first I just went through, took apart the pad, and I decided to go ahead and cut up the cut aparts because I liked them. I liked most of them. I think there were only 2 of the designs that I didn't like. So I went ahead and cut all those up, and then the ones that I didn't want to use as cut aparts, I just used the back side like that one right there, and just used the back side as pattern paper in my card making. So this isn't really a full process video, and I apologize that the angle is weird, or at least abnormal from what you normally see from me. The lighting isn't as great, but I was in the camper. I did have one light on, and I was trying to use sunlight to balance out that light. And the only angle I could get for watching me work was from the side. So just keep that in mind as you're watching. It was a much smaller space than I'm used to working in. So I just kind of worked my way through the pads. I did use card sketches for most of the cards that I make, both here on camera and then the few that I make after I get back from our trip. I did have to finish up a few cards when we got home. And so the card sketches I used will be linked in the description box below. I did have it wasn't the same ephemera pack. I think it was Halloween Market was an ephemera pack I had where the colors matched this pad. So I did use that a little bit too. And the sketches that I start with, we're trying to use up the cut aparts first. So I'm just kind of sorting them out by size at this point, and then that way I can kind of pick the sketches that I want to work with based on the size that I happen to be working with. So hope you guys enjoy this quick little process and enjoyed the quick little photo clips at the very beginning about our trip, and I will touch base with you again at the end and show you all that I actually ended up making. Okay, so I finished up most of the cards in the camper. There were a few cards that with scraps that I ended up finishing back at home because I didn't have any like card stock for a card mat. I didn't have any like black or orange that I was really hoping for. So I am going to go ahead and show you the sketches again real quick with each of the cards, just because I don't know how well those came through in the process, and some of that's going to be sped up, or it will be sped up, so I don't know how well you'll even get to see it. But this is sketch number 17 by Jess Crafts, and I did 2 of most of these sketches just because they're 2 of the cut apart sheets in the pad, and brought in some die cuts of my own as well. Sunday sketches number 10. And I did use different patterns for the papers, but the cut aparts are the same. Operation Right Home number 201. And the first, I don't know, majority of the cards were using up the cut aparts that were in the pad. Operation Right Home number 42. Because there were several different sheets of the cut aparts. Oops. Operation Right Home number 44. And so I just thought I would make use of those. This is Mojo Monday number 497. And when I came home, I also did go back through and bring in some extra little vinyl circles as embellishments. Sometimes I added some of the scraps that I had as little banners. Operation Right Home bonus sketch. Reverse confetti number 15. So here's one where I had a little scrap left, so I just added a little flag there at the top. This is Operation Right Home number 83. And I had like 4 full sheets left at this point, so I decided to go ahead and cut all 4 sheets down to the same with like the dimensions of the sketch, and then that way I have 4 cards. They're just all in different, because all the patterns are in a different spot. Did bring in some stamp sentiments and some die cuts, a scrap. This is actually an ephemera piece I had. I think I showed that earlier in the video. So I got 4 of those. This one I was just using up some of the scraps that I had left, brought in one of the ephemera pieces, some vinyl circles I added at home, and then Happy Halloween die cut. This one just used scraps, ephemera piece, and then some vinyl circles. This is one I did at home because I had wanted some colored cardstock for card mats. This is Operation Right Home number 172, and I have 4 of these. So I just used the die cut, some scraps, and then brought in some of my own die cut, or these were the cut aparts, scraps, my die cuts, and then vinyl circles. And also, before I forget, on the inside of each card there are scraps. So I have 2 of the Boo with the ghosts, and then 2 Hey There Pumpkins. And then, of course, I did Operation Right Home number 154 to use up some of those smaller pieces, brought in a bat die cut, stamp sentiment. And then I had a bunch of little pieces left that I didn't need for the insides of the cards because they already had scraps. So this is Sunday sketch from 9/1 of 13. And it's perfect for using some of those smaller pieces. So I just went ahead and used up those last little bits. So that was this pad, and there were 28 cards from this pad. And I had gone through my stash of small pads and was looking for some more Halloween because I wanted to make some Hershey Nugget packs for some of our early fall craft shows. And so I found this guy. It's a really old K & Company pad, Halloween. Tim Coffey designed it, and I picked it up in a bag. I had thrifted a bag of small pads. This was in it. There were only 12 sheets in it when I got it, so I thought that would be a quick and easy smash. And so I took the paper was double-sided, but it wasn't super strong, like heavy duty. And so I went ahead and took 2 pieces and glued them together. And that way I have like 2 opposing, still have 2 different patterns showing. And these are the trays that the nuggets will sit in. I was able to make 6 of those. And then I took the scraps from that and made the wraps that will go around the nuggets that will sit in the trays. So this should hold like 6 nuggets, and then I've got the wrappers ready to go. So later in September, I can get the nuggets, and all I have to do is wrap them and bag them, and they are ready to go. And then I had some more little strips left, so I decided to go ahead and make a couple strip cards. This is where you just take a piece of cardstock. I added adhesive to the whole front of it and then laid my strips down. And then I brought in some more of those ephemera pieces I had and then backed it just to help it stand out a little bit more. Did find some, like a ghost border sticker and some puffy ghosts to go with it to embellish this one a little bit. So to use up this one, 2 cards, 6 nugget holders, and this one went super quick. So that was a really simple smash. And I don't even know, I couldn't find a year on here, but I'm sure it's an oldie, but a goodie. So 2 Halloween pads smashed this month. Hope you guys enjoyed some of the camper crafting vlog as well as the projects that I made. Be sure to check out Sarah and Kathy in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for your time today, and hope you all have a very crafty day.